Hello, viewers, and welcome to another episode of Tech Talks by nasscom Insights. Today we have Sanjeev Arora from Nagarro. Sanjeev has over 28 experience in the industry, and as a personal passion, he loves wildlife photography. He leads the sustainable practice at Nagarro and has been leading all the initiatives there. Welcome to the show, Sanjeev.
Thanks, Neha.
So, Sanjeev, you have been leading all the sustainability initiatives at Nagarro, where you've been doing it from scratch, from planning to implementation, executing it to the ground level, deploying it at the base level. How do you think, this priorities at Nagarro has shaped this up, and what are the best practices that you follow, which you think, the others in the industry can follow?
Yeah, thanks, Neha. We at Nagarro follow the principles of green, inclusive, and ethical, embedded into every fabric of our company and day-to-day work that we do. We have a goal of net zero by 2050, and we embed, all the work that we do, all operations, all software development that we do. We have sustainability built into that.
Sure. So, in terms of the best practices that you're doing at Nagarro, Sanjay, so in terms of, the way I remember in our past conversation we're just doing before the session, you were talking about, how all the teams are being, tracked on the sustainability metrics that they have. So, any details on that?
Yeah, so we have built our dashboard where, every team's carbon emissions are tracked. Anybody working from home, coming to office, their car emissions, their machines, the embodied carbon, everything is tracked, and every team has a number that goes into governance.
Oh, great. In terms of, you were also mentioning the way now the applications are done. There's this whole picture of inclusivity that is coming into the way the apps are being developed.
Correct.
So, some light on that as well.
So we make sure that we understand the requirements, whether the final users of the application, do we need to do neuro inclusion, whether what is the educational level of the people, should we include colorblind people. For instance, we have trained and deployed and also helped people to get employment in the market for people who are autistic. Okay. So our testing practice actually uses people with neuro disabilities to have that inclusion.
Sure, that's very commendable, I would say.
Right.
And in terms of there's quite a bit of discussion on how AI is using more energy versus the traditional way of working that we do. Any thoughts on how this thing is being spanning up?
See, the way it works is you need to choose very carefully and responsibly. It also is a part of the ethics. How you develop your AI models. Where you deploy and train your models, right? You can do carbon aware computing where you choose your hyperscalers, where at the time when they are using the solar energy, or you can use the areas where you have renewable energies like nuclear energy being used at that point. And also the deployment can also focus on areas in hyperscalers where you have renewable and green energy used. Also is the algorithm that you use, how efficient those algorithms are. You can use smaller models, use models which are already been developed, and then develop on top of them. So it's a very responsible way of using AI training and inferencing the models.
Sure. And you're seeing the impact of all these initiatives on the ground when all the new things that you are incorporated into the system.
Absolutely. We track all this energy. We have green operations where we track the carbon emissions of the hyperscalers, not just our data centers or our laptops and machines and our buildings. We pick up carbon, accounting from all aspects of our development lifecycle.
And with this tracking, you are seeing that things are getting better and people are getting more aware. That's helping you build the system more strong, I would say.
The awareness and bottom up is the key to sustainability. If you have somebody as a sustainability professional talking about it all the time, but not having people being aware in the company day-to-day operations, you do not have sustainability engineering built into your day-to-day life, this will not work. So our life starts with awareness, and then appropriate trainings to all the engineers, our architects, our delivery managers, our business of analysts. Everybody needs to get aware and then get appropriate training. For that, we have Nagarro University, our internal program, and we
Okay.
also have external specialized partners like Terradu, where we train our people and make everybody aware.
Sure, sure. That's wonderful to know. I know you have to really walk the talk. Only talking will not do the
Absolutely,
job, right?
absolutely.
So, Sanjeev, since you have been in your past avatar with IBM and Cognizant, and you have implemented large-scale IT projects, you have been part of governance of a lot of bigger portfolios. How have you seen challenges being put up in the sustainability domain across the industry? Since you have been part of various organizations in the industry, what are the challenges that you see there?
It's not just about the companies that work. When I talk to peers
Yeah,
and understand the challenges, the first part is the sustainability needs to get into the life of people, day in life, right?
yeah,
The awareness is and trainings are another challenge. People need to get trained at the ground level. We are not understanding the importance of circularity, not just the hardware backward and forward compatibility of the software we build, but also reusing components, extending the life of the hardware, and the making them compatible. Also, the maturity of the frameworks and architectures that we are using to keep the technical debt low. You may build a very good software, but when every ticket also generates a lot of operational carbon, right? To
yeah.
keep that low, so those kind of requirements have to be upfront. If you are sustainability and carbon aware from your software development perspective.
Sure, sure. Yeah, in terms of challenges, what do you think that could probably is holding maybe the industry back today of not doing what is required on the ground?
From that perspective, I think it needs to get ground up, right? Everyone in the industry needs to learn how to make software which is sustainable.
Okay.
People needs to be aware. They need to understand if we are not doing the right kind of things. We are always thriving for greatest and latest technology, hardware,
True.
but at the core of the whole hardware operation is this software that actually runs and guzzles the carbon, right?
Yeah.
The energy. So make it more sustainable. Store only what you need to store. Build your frameworks which are low in emissions. Choose your programming languages appropriately. If you have to use interpreted languages which emit more carbon
Yeah.
for certain libraries, use other languages in parallel in polyglot architectures, which where you have to write your own algorithms in a very efficient way. So that mix of sustaining your business and sustaining the environment will give a right balance.
No, I agree. And that means a lot of awareness while you start the whole process is very, very crucial.
Correct.
Any recommendations that you have for the industry, the tech industry, plus maybe the stakeholders at large? What can be done at different levels that will actually help the whole industry meet the sustainability goals that we have?
Yeah. The industry need to understand, deploying people on the ground will only help who have sustainability awareness and training. If you put some sustainability experts talking to engineers, they will not talk the same language. People need to have a same language with the experts and the engineers and the architects, and make sustainability in their day-to-day operations. Understand the circularity. Reuse your software components. Extend the life of the hardware that we are using. Make it backward and forward compatible. Train your appropriate resources. Make everyone aware. have your goals and do the measurements. Unless you measure all this, you will not be able to manage.
Right.
Have the dashboards get into your governance, not just at the your own corporates, but also share with the clients. They also have their own sustainability goals. They will also start reporting all the software being developed.
Right.
All the software that you're developing is the embodied carbon, and when it gets deployed is the operational carbon when it actually runs on the production. So all that carbon needs to get reported appropriately. So those are the key points that industry needs to pick up.
Sure, sure. I think it has been wonderful, Sanjeev, to understand how the whole software development can actually lead to so much carbon and how we can really curb it.
Right.
So I think there's a lot of learning from this conversation. And just to end for our viewers, I would say that after this, I'm sure a lot of tech industry folks will understand how it is so important to look at the niche aspects of software development and make it more sustainable. Till then, thank you from us and stay tuned for more at the YouTube channel of ours. Thank you so much.
Right. Thank you.